Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. When I first came here, I met this beautiful Nigerian lady because we were working at the same hotel together, and she was telling me that her husband filed for her. Yeah, it's just a story. She was just telling me her story, guys, that her husband filed for her and everything, and then she come to Canada, and then the kids come before her. So when she come after and stuff, and think that she's gonna be living happily ever after. Her husband started to treat her like garbage. The first night when she reached in Canada and everything, and her husband come and pick her up at the airport, and then they went home and everything. And first night she spent in his room and stuff. He was telling her that he need his space and stuff. And after that, first night she sleep in the room and everything, sleep in her husband room and everything. And the next night she could not sleep in there. He told her to go and sleep with her big daughter. And she was there. She went into the room and she was sleeping on the bed with her big daughter. And her big daughter just pushed her off. And she just went like in the closet and she grabbed some sheets and some blankets and some pillows. And she was in the closet. She made her bed in the closet, guys. And she was in the closet just crying tears. And she was saying to me that imagine she took care of her daughters and stuff, and she never expect her big daughter to do that to her. Say, and she was just telling me that the next morning, like after she come and everything, and her two daughters came out, but the small one she was not happy to see her. But you see in life, guys, see in life when you married, whether you're a Jamaican, you're from Kenya, anywhere, and you married, and you think that when you come after and your husband was living in these first world countries, sometimes they find like another person. They have a girlfriend, and sometimes when you come up as a wife and you think that because you have a ring on your finger, sometimes they fall in love with different people, whether you are a husband or a wife. Sometimes they fall in love with other person. And when they fall in love with other person, sometimes your kids change. Your kids change because even she was telling me that her second daughter was saying to her, oh, the way she behave slight and soft. Say she, the second daughter, will burn down the house. Say sometimes I saw a lot of marriages. Sometimes I saw a lot of marriages in Canada, guys. Said even this guy, my friend was telling me about this guy who he went to work and he left something. On his way going to work, he forgot something and he drove back home, and he catch his wife with a man in his house. And that guy just lose his mind. Say, plenty times I saw so much things in Canada, guys. So much things. People just lose their mind because when you fall in love with people, fall in love with people for years, people change. Sometimes the men change. Sometimes they want a younger woman. Sometimes your wife find a younger guy, and she say you're not giving it to her in the bedroom anymore. So sometimes people change. Your kids change because sometimes when your kids come before you and your spouse live in these first world countries, sometimes your kids are your kids just adapt to stepmom, girlfriend. So when you come, it's like a bullshit going on in the house and stuff. Said even the lady, she was telling me that the guy disrespect her anyhow. Her husband disrespect her anyhow. She almost lost her mind. So see when you come to these first world countries, ladies, when your husband or your wife file for you, sometimes somebody In our culture, we would say, ants is in your milk. Another woman is taking over your life, so you think that you are the one. You're not the one. She said she went through so much with that, with her husband disrespecting her, looking down at her, telling her that she's not gonna be able to drive in Canada. Her husband doesn't tell her anything. Said sometimes when you are poor, people is nice, but that's the ones from people elevated. You start seeing a dark side of them. And I have even this Jamaican guy. He married to this. He bring his wife from Jamaica to Canada. And she go to nursing school and everything. And she start to, because she's in certain, yeah man, nursing school and everything, and graduate, and she start to make her money. She's a registered nurse, and the guy is a body tech. And when her friends them come over, she have her husband into the basement. Her husband cannot even make a sound. So you see, sometimes guys, sometimes people change. People change once from they start to make money. They start to own properties. They start to drive a nice car. People just change. People don't remember that they were struggling. You live with them for years. And when they had enough of you, they just throw you away. Said we as ladies, we have to wake up. Not because your husband filed for you. That man is not the same. He's not the same. Even my friend, when her husband filed for her to come to America, I was giving her the same story, and I turned to her and said, I need to open your eyes. Because your husband might file for you. Your kids come before you and you come after. But guess what? He have a woman in America satisfying him. Said, we ladies, we have to open our eyes. I even have another friend. When she filed for her husband, bring him from Jamaica, I tell her that story. And I tell her, I say, open your eyes, because when you spend so much to file for your spouses back home, and when they come, sometimes sometimes it goes vice versa, because sometimes when you file for your spouse back home, sometimes when they came, they change. They start to they start to give you hell in the marriage. Yes, they start to give you hell in the marriage. So when it go vice versa, guys said, we have to just open our eyes and don't love too blind. Because when I love too blind, people take advantage of you. Because I remember this popular this two popular content creator on YouTube, and this guy filed for her and everything. He was in his late 60s when he helped her. And when she comes to America, she start to nagging him. She nag him until he have to file for divorce. I think he filed for divorce first, and he cancel it, and then he go and file for it the second time. Said, people do change. People just cannot be people cannot be trusted, because sometimes people is just looking for opportunity. Yes, in 2026, guys, people is just looking for opportunity. Say, we have to open our eyes and don't love too deep. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening, and have a wonderful day. Bye.